Well, there are new details emerging from that biker attack on an SUV driver in New York. An undercover police officer who was riding with a motorcyclist during the assault will reportedly testify before a grand jury. Now, he is one of 7 bikers charged so far in the attack, each suspect facing charges ranging from unlawful imprisonment to gang assault. Meanwhile, some of the bikers are now claiming that the SUV driver actually instigated the whole chase and attack by clipping one of the motorcycles on a New York City highway. That driver has not been charged. As you may know, one of the bikers was badly hurt. Doctors say Edwin Mises Jr. may never walk again. And joining me now are Heather Hansen, a trial attorney, and John Manuelian, a criminal defense attorney. Good to see you both this morning.
Good to see you, Arthel.
I want to start. Good morning. Heather, I'm going to start with you on this one because we're going to talk about the undercover police officer first. Of course, accused of being one of the key players in the attack. At first, he said he didn't see the assault. Then, of course, we had later video surfacing where we are seeing him punching out the back window of the SUV. Now, Heather, where did the prosecutors go with that?
Well, they've charged him with gang assault, Arthel, and I think what's going to happen here is when he testifies in front of the grand jury, he's going to have to use the information that he has as a negotiating tool to try to get immunity, because the gang assault charge is a little bit overcharging. There's no evidence that we've seen that he actually struck the driver of the SUV. So as a trade-off, they may lessen that charge, and he may give them the huge amount of information that he has from his years riding with this gang. Yeah,
but John, that's where we talk to you now, because how does that work in his defense? That he's saying, yeah, I was there. Yeah, maybe I did, if he confesses to this. The video shows me punching out the window, but yeah, I did not come in contact with that family, the wife, the baby, or the driver.
Well, the only defense that I see at this point in time for the undercover officer is that he could say he was following the SUV in order to solidify evidence against him for the hit and run. Remember, the SUV is claimed to hit one of the motorcycles, and if the officer could show that he was following the SUV for the purposes of investigating and gathering and collecting evidence, that may be a defense. But he has the problem of explaining to the prosecutors why he waited 3 days to report this incident. So, in my opinion, there's high risks in cooperating with the prosecution at this point.
And Heather, are there any special circumstances involved or prosecutions involved because he's an undercover officer?
Well, there's a separate internal affairs investigation, and the likelihood of him keeping his job, I think, is slim to none. But that's something separate than this grand jury investigation. Remember that the police have consistently said that they're continuing to investigate and they're continuing to arrest. So I agree with John that he is in a tenuous position, but I think he has a good tool to negotiate because he has a lot of information on these bikers that he can use in exchange for his freedom.
And John, let's talk about the driver. Some of the bikers are claiming that he instigated this whole ordeal by clipping one of the motorcyclists. How does that play in the favor of this driver, perhaps against this driver? Will he ever see any criminal charges?
That all depends on whether or not there's enough evidence to support a finding to have a criminal case filed against him. If there's not enough evidence or probable cause to arrest this driver, then there won't be any charges filed. Again, it all depends on if there's independent evidence, corroborating evidence showing that he did clip one of the bicyclists in advance. But without that, it's going to be very difficult to file criminal charges.
Right. And we've all seen that horrific video of the guy smashing the helmet in the driver's window of the SUV. We've seen it. Here it comes right now. This is Reginald Chance, 37 years old. This is right before the driver was dragged and beaten out of the car. Now, Chance's lawyers have said that they will hotly contest those allegations, that he was not involved, but the video shows a lot there. Heather, any hidden roadblocks for prosecution?
I don't think so. You know, the proof is in the video. You know, as John said with regard to the SUV driver, if he clipped him, don't you think there would be video of that? These bikers were riding with video cameras on their helmets. Here, you've got the video showing Chance breaking the window. I don't know how you're possibly going to say, well, I didn't do that. It's going to be a tough row for him to hoe.
John, quick final 10 seconds for me.
Well, Chance could say that he broke the window to stop him from driving away because a crime was committed, and we don't know what happened beforehand. We don't know if the other motorcyclists were able to get the video. So Chance may have been trying to apprehend a criminal at this point.
John Manuelian, Heather Hansen, thank you very much. I'm sure there are many more layers to peel back on this case. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.